All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. My name is Tony Procopio. I'm one of the founders here at Think Plus, along with my business partners, Jim, Brendan, and Ed Kenny. And man, it is exciting what we have going on at our company. We are growing in leaps and bounds. And so if you're checking us out for the first time, buckle up because we're going to be sharing a lot of information with you about some things that are available that no one else is providing anywhere in America and also in the state of Illinois. So we're going to specifically be talking and focusing on Illinois because we have a massive home battery launch going on. So this is our battery blitz. We're doing this for a 2 week period of time, probably about 8 to 10 times a week. We have a schedule for it. We'll share that in a sec. But this is our full steam ahead in the state of Illinois. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about what's happening in the state of Illinois right now and how you can take advantage of it and all the lead up that's going on to it. There's some information that we just found out last night, which I'm going to share a little bit about, today as well. So let me introduce, first of all, who is the Think Plus Network? Well, we're creating value for everyone. So we're a group of entrepreneurs. This is a grassroots organization, right? So just imagine if you could build a business with real value for customers and you're partnered with a company that lets you focus on building relationships and helping people on their electricity bills to drive down the costs of their electric bills, give them additional options that they didn't even know about that are better, and then at the same exact time make money without asking people for money. That is the Think Plus network. That's what we're doing. We're making an impact community by community, person to person, all throughout the country. So we're empowering you to build income by helping customers make smarter energy choices. Now, we already have a platform. We've been around for a little over 3 years. We've made some major impacts in this market. We've been recognized by the Direct Selling News as one of the top 13 companies in America in the service sector on their momentum index and the only energy company on it. Okay, they also recognize that we're a $150 million company in revenue, annual revenue, after just the third year in business. So there's some major things happening there as well. So we have a lot of stuff to share with you. And let me go ahead and just make sure that we have the recording. I just wanted to make sure that we do. We do have it all set up. We also have the community. So we have a collaborative, welcoming network of entrepreneurs who share your passion, and we have an incredible opportunity for you to take advantage of that in a big way. And so we're going to talk about that as well. Here's our CEO, Michael Falquist. Here's the goal that he just put out on our State of the Company address for the first quarter of this year. He said, let's talk about getting to $1 billion of customer savings. Not $1 billion in revenue. We will get there by focusing on the customer and getting that savings. If you're saving customers $1 billion, then you're definitely more than $1 billion company. So who does that? Who thinks about that? We do. That's what we're doing. Why? Because energy prices are rising. There's a massive opportunity. Everyone knows it's top of mind, right? It's the first thing people are thinking about is energy costs now because of the rise of data centers and transition to renewables and all the global instability and conflict that's going on. That is driving up the price of energy. And when data centers and artificial intelligence, that we're talking about an insatiable appetite for energy. So when these data centers come in, they need more energy than what's available on the grid. So that means all of a sudden utility companies are scrambling for how do we get energy? That drives up demand. Demand goes way up. Supply is low. And so that means scarcity then falls into place. And when you have high demand and not enough supply, it's a simple scenario. The price goes up. The value of that electricity goes up. So making better energy choices now can protect you from future price increases. So we're providing these smart choices to our energy customers. And we've solved a lot of the common pain points that have existed in the energy sector over the past couple decades, like bait and switch pricing and poor customer service and early termination fees and hidden fees. No, we don't have any of that. Instead, we have fixed products. Plus, we're going to talk about our autosave platform in just a second, which is revolutionary. Customer service excellence, contract flexibility, and transparent pricing. Like this is not your father's energy company. This is not your grandfather's energy company. This is a fresh, new perspective on how to handle things in the energy sector and help people on their electricity bills. So now let's talk about our autosave platform, because this is what we like to call the gateway to our other products and services. It all starts at autosave. So you'll notice this is available in Washington, D.C., Delaware, Illinois, which we're going to really focus on right now, New Jersey, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. So the moniker there is never pay more than the utility. Well, I want you to take a look at this video, because a video is like worth a million words. If a picture's worth 1,000 words, a video is worth a million words. Check out this quick snippet video on how the autosave platform powered by Think Home Solutions works.
Welcome to autosave, the easiest way to save money on electricity automatically. No more shopping around, no fees, no risk. Just guaranteed savings anytime Think Energy is your supplier. Everyone uses energy differently, yet most people pay the same price. We believe you should be rewarded for being a smart energy user. With autosave, your Think Energy rate is personalized just for you. Here's how it works. You sign up for autosave. We review your personalized Think Energy rate offer every month. If your personalized rate offer can beat the utility's price to compare, we switch you. If not, you're served by the utility. We look for savings every month so you don't have to. And as you can see, over time, your savings can really add up. If there's an opportunity to save with Think Energy, it'll happen, all upside, with the peace of mind of the utility's standard rate as your safety net. Simple, risk-free, and automatic. And you'll always know what's happening. We actively monitor your savings potential and notify you if your energy supply changes. Still the same utility, still the same bill. Just guaranteed savings anytime Think Energy is your supplier, with no interruption to your service. Autosave is all upside, and you'll have peace of mind knowing that you'll never pay more than your utility's standard rate. That's autosave. No fees, no stress, no risk. Just guaranteed savings anytime Think Energy is your supplier, automatically.
Phenomenal. No one else has this in America. It's proprietary to us right here at the Think Plus network. So never pay more than the utility. It only takes minutes to sign up. There is no cost. Every single person should want autosave. Why wouldn't they? There's no downside. 65% of customers in the state of Illinois are still with the local utility company paying their rate of last resort, like the default rate with the utility. Are you kidding me? There's a better option. That's what we're bringing, something that people don't even know about. That's what we're bringing to the market. Guys, 76% of customers in Pennsylvania. That's one of our next battery markets that we're going to talk about. And look at New Jersey, 94%. That's another battery market that's coming up. It's just massive opportunity. So getting people onto the autosave platform then allows us to then pre-qualify those customers to get them a home battery. And now we're going to talk about the home battery program. We've already started this beta, a pilot phase of this in the state of Texas. We thought that Texas would come out of the beta and be the first to market where it's publicly available to all customers. But because of some things that happened in the state of Illinois recently with incentives and regulations and things like that, it's super nuclear accelerated this program and sped it up. And now Illinois is going to launch first on June 10th, full launch in the markets, in the ComEd market where we're launching. And we'll talk about the territory within that ComEd market in just a sec. But I want you to check out this video on the home battery program. Pay attention to this one because this is the big one.
Every summer we see it. Record heat, record energy demand, and the same story on repeat. Regular outages, soaring prices, a grid pushed to the breaking point.
The Earth is still hot, and so is the demand for electricity.
More energy is better than less energy.
With the rise of AI technology, demand on power plants is increasing.
Here's the thing. The grid we all depend on was built more than 100 years ago, for a time when electricity flowed one way, from a few big power plants to every home and business. But that world has changed. Today, millions of devices draw power every second. Demand for electricity keeps growing, but the grid hasn't kept pace. And it's not steady. Some hours we have plenty of power, others we're short. That's why electricity now costs different amounts at different times of day. When demand peaks, energy gets expensive. And when we need less energy, it's cheap. And this means consumers have to work harder and pay more for less reliable energy. Until now. a quiet revolution has started. Home batteries can now store energy when it's cheap or abundant, and use or even sell it back when it's needed most. Link thousands of those batteries together with smart software, and you get something entirely new called a virtual power plant. Instead of waiting for a distant generator to fire up, these connected devices can instantly feed energy back into the grid. The grid pays providers for this support. Those earnings can be shared with customers, lowering costs for the homeowners whose batteries made it possible. For consumers, that means significantly lower costs, predictable rates, and backup power when the grid fails, along with a direct role in building a cleaner, more resilient energy system. We are reshaping how electricity works as we're preparing to bring this idea to scale.
Think Plus will be partnering with a next-generation virtual power plant, connecting homes, batteries, and people into one intelligent energy network.
Our consumers will pay much less for even more reliable energy, with backup power for their homes. And when enough homes join, the grid gets stronger and energy becomes something we all share. This is the power of connection.
Coming soon from Think Plus.
Man, we are teaching people a new way to handle energy. A lot of people don't realize that during off-peak time, like middle of the night when people are sleeping, energy costs are low. And then at 5 o'clock in the afternoon to 10 p.m., energy costs are very high because everybody's home using it. It's supply and demand. So if you can utilize a battery to store energy when it's cheap and then activate it when it's expensive, you can create tremendous savings for customers. And in the process, we can make profit as well and bring that battery to a customer. And we're going to talk about what the cost is to bring these battery systems. This will kind of floor you when you hear it. We are working with EcoFlow. I'm familiar with EcoFlow. I live in Connecticut. I actually have a portable battery that I bought from EcoFlow. And we actually use it in our RV as well. And so right now I'm actually coming to you from the ocean in our RV, which is powered by EcoFlow. And I'm coming to you, the EcoFlow battery is not only powering the RV and my computer and everything else, but it's also powering the Starlink where I'm coming to you. So I'm very familiar with EcoFlow. They're a trusted brand. There's over 5 million batteries out there from this company. We chose them and they chose us. And why is that? Because these two companies are growing in leaps and bounds and we have a common goal. And this Ocean Pro technology, this battery, this whole home battery backup system was the best invention of 2025 with Time Magazine. That's what we're bringing to market. Okay, trusted by all these retailers that you see here. This is the cream of the crop, right? That's what it is. And this home battery offer, we just found out some more details on this. It's a simple and compelling customer value proposition in the state of Illinois. What we know is that it's 15 years of guaranteed savings on your electric bill versus the ComEd price to compare. That's where we're launching first, is in the ComEd area. So the price to compare with the utility. We also found out, and we know this from our certification, that it's normally a 10% savings for 15 years, right? 10% savings versus the price to compare. But during this special promotional time, at least for the next, now through our convention, which will be happening in July, customers who come in and get qualified for this battery during this promotional launch period, they get 15% savings during peak time and 20% savings during off-peak time. And they can lock that in for 15 years. You guys, it's amazing what we have in place, with these promotions. And so we have automatic backup power. Yes, automatic backup power. That means that when the power goes out at your home, in your area, it doesn't go out for you. It doesn't even flicker. Your lights don't go off. Your internet doesn't go down. You don't have to reset your clocks or anything like that. You don't have to reset or reboot your internet router. Nothing goes off. It's not like having a whole home generator system where it takes, a minute or so for it to kick on, or 20, 30 seconds or whatever, and now you've lost all your connections. This is instantaneous. You will not notice. You won't even know when the power goes out unless your neighbor tells you. And here's the kicker. No cost to install. You've heard that right. This is a $15,000 to $30,000 whole home battery backup system in the state of Illinois, installed at zero cost to the homeowner. Zero cost. We're not entering into a lease agreement with them. We're not financing it with them. We're not putting, we're not charging them a monthly fee to just to have the battery. None of that. You're going to enjoy peace of mind during blackouts. So what an incredible platform we have. We're having an Illinois battery launch event as well, June 9th, 7 p.m. Central. This is going local time. You can register for this event. It's at the Hilton Oak Lawn in Oak Lawn, Illinois. So go on that link that you see on the screen, take a screenshot of this, go to this event and get registered. Special guests going to be there, our CEO, Michael Falquist, Charla Gervers, our Chief Growth Officer, Kelly Broughton, our Senior Director of Training and Leadership Development. This is a big, big event. Guys, there's some special things going on here too. You can scan the QR code to get to that event registration as well, or go to this link. Here's an even easier one, bit.ly/battery launch. Go right there. Get registered for the event. We want to know you're coming. There's going to be some new tools and things like that. And for our energy advisors who are there, there's going to be a special promo where we're going to extend the battery bonanza. And we'll talk about that in a sec. Here's the eligible. We're going to have 146 zip codes that are available. And there's the customer eligibility that you see. This is how it works. This is Cook County, Illinois. This is Chicago, the greater Chicago area. We're looking for people who own a home, a single family home, a 600 plus credit score. Very simple, right? That's pretty straightforward. We know just by Googling, and you can go look it up, that more than 90%, like 93, 94, 95% of people who own a home have a 600 credit score. So this is for everyone, really. And you only need 8,000 kilowatt hours of usage in a year, not in a month, in a year. That is lower than the average user of electricity. So no solar on the home and no existing whole home battery backup. Once you meet this criteria, you can be qualified for this battery at no cost to you. We're actually we're able to pre-qualify up to 1.8 million of 3.1 million customers. So it's kind of like, how big a piece of that 1.8 million pie do you want to have? Around the country outside of the state of Illinois, we have other programs as well with fixed rate platforms. In the state of Texas as well, we have fixed rates plus our smart thermostat program, which lowers the cost of electricity for customers. And we have a community solar platform as well in 11 states now, where instead of putting rooftop solar panels on your home, even if you live in an apartment, you can actually connect your electric bill remotely to a solar farm and get a discount for up to 20 years on your electric bill. See, this has become a nationwide opportunity over the past 3 years, but with our new battery launch coming in the state of Illinois, all eyes, all focus is on the state of Illinois right now. And we're investing in communities, you guys. We're not just throwing money into advertising dollars that we don't know if it's going to work or if it's going to happen. No, that's the traditional model. We're putting it in the Think Plus model, where word of mouth, the most powerful form of advertising, that's where we're putting the dollars. And so you're going to see a massive amount of dollars go into the Think Plus model, helping people tell other people about it and get rewarded for doing that. So I like to say, look, the only way you're not going to make money with this is if you don't tell anyone, like you stay silent, like don't talk. That's how it works, you guys. How do we earn as energy advisors? Well, this is a high-level overview. We have 9 different ways of getting paid. The person who invited you here can get you that information. You can scan the QR code there that you see on the screen as well. That'll take you right to our 9 ways of getting paid. But from a high-level perspective, we get paid a customer acquisition bonus every time a customer comes aboard. Plus, we get residual income every month when they pay their electric bill. And we have rank advancement bonuses as you move up through our compensation plan and you promote yourself instead of somebody else promoting you. And then we have mentor bonuses as well, where go and help somebody do the same thing you did, teach them, mentor them to do what you learned how to do. And you get paid every time when they get paid. When they make money, you make money. Like, what an exciting platform that is, right? So now it's only $59 to join as an energy advisor. $59, that's it. There are no monthly fees. Somebody asked me right after yesterday's call, is that $59 a month? Because that's pretty low. And I said, no, it's $59 for the year. There are no monthly fees. You'll have access to our entire proven system, all the technologies to help you brand yourself in your local community with your network and socially, even if you don't even know anything about social networks. We have the ability through our BAM app, which is a commercially available app, to be able to help you do that. Look, there's business owners and realtors and insurance professionals and accountants and you name it that are out there using this BAM app, over 1 million of them around the country, and they're paying up about $180 a year to utilize it. We get this included in our $59 enrollment. So very exciting. We're pre-qualified. We're getting people certified as well, and you'll learn how to do that in the process as you become an energy advisor. Takes about, I don't know, about 30 to 40 minutes or so to get certified as an energy advisor. We're also going to have a battery certification. We have it in there now, where you can get certified and learn all about the battery platform. So now let's talk money. What do you earn in the state of Illinois with this battery compensation as you bring this about? Well, again, think about what we talked about. The battery process, the home battery process. Enroll customers onto Think Energy and onto AutoSave platform in the state of Illinois. Then our company will pre-qualify those customers on your behalf. You don't have to do it. We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure out who can get the battery. And we're going to tell you which of your customers can get the battery so you can bring the good news to them. And then every time you sign up an AutoSave customer, you make $20 plus during the month of June here, all the way through June 30th, you get another $25 to $50 depending on their usage. If they're a band 1, small usage, another $25. So that's 20 plus 25, that's $45. Or if they're a higher user, you're going to get 20 plus $50, that's $70. So $45 to $70 right now for bringing in the AutoSave customer. Then when they get pre-qualified for the battery and they get the battery, you will earn from $100 to $300 per battery customer based on your rank in the company. So when you start out as an energy advisor, an IEA, independent energy advisor, you'll earn that $100 on top of that 45 to 70 that we already talked about. And there's other bonuses in there as well. But then we have an Illinois battery bonanza bonus. And this goes all the way through our launch through July 9th, that first month, $250 on top of the battery compensation and on top of the AutoSave promotional compensation and on top of the AutoSave regular compensation. Then between July 10th and August 9th, it's $150, and August 10th to August 31st, it's $100. And when you go to that event, our event in Illinois, the launch event, you'll be able to extend that all the way through the end of the year, that $100 extra bonus. So what we're talking about when all the dust settles, between AutoSave and the promotional bonuses and the battery promotion plus the battery promotional bonuses, when you add it all up, you can earn between a minimum of $395 to $620, depending on your rank. $395 to $620 for bringing a battery to someone at no cost to them. When you add up all the dust, when it all settles, that's what we're talking about. And you're going to look at the bottom of the screen, up to 15 years of residual income. And you will. That's because those customers are going to keep paying their electric bill. Why wouldn't they? They need electricity. That's what people do. Our battery certification is live right now. Everyone can get certified. You cannot make money until you get certified. So if you come in as an energy advisor, immediately get certified. And I don't care where you live, because everybody in America knows people that live in Chicago. Somehow, some way, they are connected to people in Chicago. So it doesn't matter where you live. You can build this from anywhere, and you can get your network, your word of mouth network, into Chicago by asking, do you know anyone in Chicago? Do you know anyone in Chicago? Do you know anyone in Illinois? Do you know anyone who might know anyone in Illinois? I just talked to somebody today or yesterday, and they said, I don't know anybody in Illinois. And I said, okay, well, do you know anyone who knows anyone in Illinois? They say, oh yeah, I know a whole bunch of people who used to live in Illinois. I'm like, bingo, that's the question. So do you know anyone in Illinois, or do you know anyone who knows anyone in Illinois? Do you know anyone who might be from Illinois? So what we're telling people now is, look, join our community. We're encouraging everyone to come aboard. Why wouldn't you? $59. My gosh, I spent more than that filling. I think I spent twice that filling up my gas tank the other day. And now you can have a business, a plan B, a side hustle, a side gig, where you're not asking people for money, but you're making money. This is a great platform, you guys. And you can turn a plan B into a plan A if that's what you'd like to do. Fit it into the nooks and crannies of your time and develop a secondary source of income or a third source of income or whatever it is. You shouldn't, no one should have all their eggs in one basket anymore. That's my take on the whole thing, just as far as making money goes, because if you do, what happens if your prime source of income goes away? What's your backup plan? Like, how are you going to protect yourself? So I want to welcome you I'll be one of the first people to welcome you to the team here. There's our schedule for the battery blitz. This is now we're on Wednesday, June 3rd. So tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, we will be back here at the same exact link doing this again. So go get all your people and have them invite their people onto this call so they can learn about it. We'll be doing the same thing next week as well. And man, our Partners Plus leadership call tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. So immediately following that call that we do tonight, we will then go into our Partners Plus leadership call. So there won't be a Q&A after tonight's call because we're going to go right into the leadership call where we're actually going to have people on the call who they're part of our pilot, our beta group that got the battery already on their home. And they're going to tell their story about how this works, about what it's meant to them and how the whole platform has, impacted them. So you're going to hear story after story about that tonight. You guys, again, get to our battery launch, make sure you're part of it. And there it is. Take action, get registered. And when you're at that battery launch event, it will extend the battery bonus promotion for you all the way through the end of the year. So you guys, I have a little bit of time for Q&A. I have to hop on a corporate meeting shortly, but I do have a little bit of time for Q&A. So there's the focus during pre-launch. Get involved, become an energy advisor, complete your certification, make sure that you and your team are battery certified, and then start aligning your teams with that Illinois pre-launch strategy, with the messaging. Right? Drive impact through consistent leadership and focused execution, and then continue enrolling autosave customers as well as Texas customers, because we do have the program in Texas that's going to come into full swing as well. It's still in the pilot phase. So everybody in Texas is enrolling Think Energy customers as well because they know the battery is coming. People in New Jersey and Pennsylvania, they know the battery is coming as well. Those are our next markets after Texas. And so they're enrolling customers onto the autosave platform. So I don't know if we have any questions. I'm going to stop my share right there. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I can see the chat, or feel free to raise your hand and I'll get your question answered verbally. And if not, I'll let everybody get back to their day. So I see that Tracy has her hand up. So Tracy, go right ahead.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I just have
Hi,
a
Tracy.
question. How can we talk to the people, or what should we say to the people that have pay-as-you-go electric?
They have pay-as-you-go electric. So if are they a ComEd customer?
Some, not just in, I'm in Texas. So
Okay, in
here I'm in
Texas.
Texas. Here in right now I'm in North Texas, and
Okay.
they have people they'll pay like $20-$30 every 4 or 5 days, and that's how they pay their electric. And then so if they're paying like that, that adds up. That'll be more than if they pay a regular electric bill.
Yeah,
So I would
for
like to know,
sure.
how can we approach them?
So the way you can approach them is we have fixed rate electricity plans. Now they're going to need to pay their electricity bill monthly. Okay, we don't have like daily pay. Can they make more payments every day on their own if they want? Sure, they absolutely can. They can also go on to budget billing. We do have a budget billing platform there in the state of Texas. So I would approach that customer and say, hey, let's get you on to Think Energy's platform. Let's see if we can, let's take a look at your electric bill and see what we can do and see if we can save you some money on your electricity bill. And then if you need to get onto budget billing, let's go and do that. So you can just pay a budget every month that you can afford instead of paying the daily pay as you go, which Tracy, as you said it, you hit it right on the nail right on the head. That's very expensive when you're paying daily or every week, multiple
Yes.
times. That price can go up. It's usually a much higher rate than you can get from a
Mhm.
supplier like Think Energy, where we have other options. So that's what I would do first is, approach them about becoming a Think Energy customer. And then if they own their own home and, they could potentially get a battery as well, we'll pre-qualify them. And if they're qualified for the battery, Think Energy will let you know as the advisor if they qualify for the battery or not. So
Okay.
that's what I would do.
Okay. Amen. Thank you.
Okay, Tracy, I appreciate that question. And that is a great question, you guys. Tracy just asked the question that is on everyone's mind. Like, what do you do? What do you say to people? The bottom line is, let's take a look at your electric bill to see what options we can come up with for you, whether it's a fixed rate in the state of Texas where they don't have autosave, or whether it's the state of Illinois or other autosave markets where you can say, let's take a look at your bill. And then after you look at it, say, let's get you on autosave. I mean, most of these customers in Illinois and the other autosave states, they're with the local utility company as their rate. That means they're paying the default rate. There's no reason to pay the default rate anymore. You can have a better option with autosave where it'll never be higher than the utility. And whenever we can save you money, we will. So that's a very powerful platform. So that's where it all starts with everything that we do. I mean, I like to use the question, have you noticed if your electricity bills have increased lately? Have you noticed your electricity bills going up lately? That's a great icebreaker because of course I can't remember the last time. I've been in the energy sector for like 12 years or 14 years or something like that. I can't remember the last time somebody told me, and when I asked them the question, what do you think about your electric bills lately? Have they been going up or going down? I mean, unless they've been doing something like signing up for Think Energy to get better options, most everybody I've ever talked to, I've never had anybody say, oh, my rates are going down. No, that chart that we showed you shows electricity rates are just skyrocketing, and they're increasing faster now than they ever have before. And at the same time, with this home battery platform, I mean, there's going to be brownouts and data centers that are going to take energy away from the grid. And when it gets hot or when it gets cold or when there's weather events, there's going to be outages and it's going to happen. And here we are creating this platform that's helping the grid, helping the consumer, and you in the process and paying you for being part of it. So, all right, I'll stick around in case there's any other questions. If you have a question, feel free to put it into the chat. And if not, raise your hand and we can answer your question verbally, as we just did with Tracy. And if not, I'm not going to hold anybody up. I want everybody to get back to their day and, make sure you're reaching out to people and asking people, who do you know in the state of Illinois? Who do you know in Illinois? Who do you know in Illinois? Who do you know in Texas? So very exciting platform that we have here. I'll give it just another sec. And then if not, I see Ronnie just raised. Okay, let me see. Go ahead, Ronnie. I think you can unmute now.
Okay, yes. How you doing?
I'm doing
Uh,
great, Ronnie. How are you?
I'm great. I'm also in Texas. And did
All
I
right.
hear you correct when you say you can't already have a backup device?
Yeah, so yeah, it's correct. So if you have, let's say you have a home and you have solar panels installed on your rooftop solar. Those are permanently installed. Not a rollout solar panel that's portable, but an actual rooftop solar. If you have that on your home, you're not a candidate right now for the battery. So that's not going to work. Not right now anyway. And if you have a hardwired permanent automatic generator that's like, built into the ground, cemented into the ground kind of thing, that's a whole home generator automatic backup that you don't have to like go pull the cord or roll it over and plug it in. If you have that type of a system, then we're not going to get you a battery either because you don't need one. You already have a backup system for your whole home. But if you have a portable generator like I do at my house, where if the power goes out, I have to go and wheel the generator out, pull the cord on it, start it, then plug it in, and power devices with it. That's not a whole home battery backup. That's just a portable generator. You would be a perfect candidate for the battery in that case. So, if you have solar or you have a permanent home battery backup that's built into your home, generator backup, we're not going to bring you the battery. But if you have a portable generator, yeah, you should get a battery for sure. Does that make sense, Ronnie?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hit the nail right on the head. And
Okay.
those three, in the certification, it were three generators that would be comparable with the battery, right? What are the name of those generators?
Not familiar. I'm not sure what you have to ask me that again. I'm not sure what you're saying on
Oh,
that in that regard.
I'm speaking of the when I was taking the battery certification, right?
Yep.
It said that if your battery drained, you could charge it again with a I guess a
Oh yeah.
portable generator,
Oh
but
yeah.
it's got to
Yeah.
be comparable.
Yep. Yeah. So, if you look at the EcoFlow battery system, if you go to like ecoflow.com or you go to the EcoFlow YouTube channel and start watching some of their videos, or you look at the actual specs of the battery, the specifications of the home battery system from EcoFlow, you'll see that it has an external charging port built into the system. So that means that if you had a portable generator, like a gas powered generator or something like that, you could actually plug that in if it has a compatible adapter, you have the right cord, and the right amount of power, you could actually power it and recharge your battery during extended power outages. There may be the ability eventually for people to connect their car to their battery system and charge it that way, or plug in roll out solar panels on their driveway, like keep them in your garage, and then if the power goes out, roll it out on your driveway, and now you'll have solar charging your battery as well during power outages. So yeah, it just has to be something that's compatible, that has enough power to actually charge the battery. But yeah, there's you'll be able to do that. It has a built-in external charge port built into. It's called a generator transfer switch. That's the actual term for it. But yeah, it allows you to connect an external generator to it and charge your battery.
All right, thank you, Tony. You've been a
Okay.
great help.
Absolutely, Ronnie. And that's Ronnie, I would say go find anytime somebody says that they have a portable generator, you need to talk to them about getting a battery backup, a home battery backup from us. If they have, and a lot of people in Texas have generators, right? You know it. I
Right,
mean,
and a lot of them have already had a built-in Generate. I think is the brand of
yeah, yeah, sure.
generators.
Yep. So yeah, if they're the ones that are like me, the one that's the generator sitting in the garage and you have to wheel it out and pull the cord on it to start it, that you want to
Right.
get them a battery, that for sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
Tony.
All right, Ronnie, appreciate that. Thank you for the question. All right, I think we have Alan. Alan, go right ahead.
Thank you, sir. My camera's not working. Great presentation.
All right, appreciate that. We're having fun.
Yes, sir. I'm in Chicago, and my question is,
Great.
I know you mentioned the single family home credit score of 600. Does this apply also to anyone that may be living in trailer homes? Because I know people who live in trailer homes who own them.
Does not right now.
Okay.
For the initial launch, we're
Yes, sir.
focusing on single family homes that are standalone homes, not prefab homes, not trailers. It's homes that are built, on a property, on a foundation. That are single family homes. That's where we're focused right now, Alan, with that. Could that change in the future? Absolutely. But for now, our focus is single family homes that have their one address, not two addresses, just a single family home. And the person who owns the home lives in the home. That's who we want to get the battery to first.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, absolutely. Great question. Always good to get those clarifications for sure. So yeah, this is just an exciting time, that we have here, you guys. So I'm going to stick around just for another minute or so, and just in case there's any other questions that people have, feel free to put it into the chat. Might have some things in the chat. Let's see, Carmen, what happens if the ComEd bill is cheaper than your company? So that doesn't exist with our platform here, okay? Because with our autosave platform, if our rate, okay, is higher than the ComEd rate, we're going to move you to ComEd's rate until our rate is lower. So you're never going to pay more than ComEd. Now with our battery platform, that's a different story, right? You're always going to be lower than the ComEd bill because that's a 15-year contracted in writing guarantee that says for the next 15 years, because you have a battery attached to your home, whatever ComEd's rate is, whenever they move it up or down, we're going to save you money based on that bill. And right now you can get 15% savings versus ComEd, minimum 15%, 20% during off-peak time. So that's a guarantee. No matter what ComEd's rate is, our rate is going to be lower than that with that battery. So yeah, that's how it works. All right. So, and if I am no longer with your company, do I return the battery? So when you're with us, your rate is with Think Energy. That's how you get the battery. So you have a rate with Think Energy, and the battery is attached to your home at no cost to you while you are a customer. If you decide, hey, I don't want to be a customer anymore, then we'll take the battery off of your home. Okay. But who's going to do that? I mean, you're already saving money. It's lower than anything else that's out there basically because of what we have going on, with the guarantee. This is a rock solid guarantee on that. But if we're going to install a battery on your home and then the next day you say, hey, I don't want the battery anymore. I mean, look, we're spending thousands and thousands of dollars in installation costs to get that battery installed. So, you want to make sure that, that you want the battery. If you don't want the battery, then don't take the battery. Because there will be an early termination fee if somebody says the day after we install it, hey, I don't want the battery anymore. But if you move, there's no cost. We're just going to leave the battery there and we'll work with the next customer who comes in who owns that home. And we'll work with that customer to get them the battery to make sure to let them use the battery that's already there. And if they don't want it, we'll just take the battery off at no cost to them. So very simple platform that we have, right? Get the battery. You get this rock bottom rate. Nobody else has an offer like that. There's no companies out there that have the ability for you to save 15% minimum versus the price to compare. I mean, there's just no way to do that. There's nobody else offering that. So every single month after month after month, plus have a $15,000 to $30,000 battery backup attached to your home at no cost to you. There's no one else that has a program like this. So this is the greatest thing to ever hit the Illinois ComEd market for sure. No doubt in the energy sector. It's innovative, it's exciting, and we are poised to do something that no one else has ever done before. So I appreciate that question. And who was that question from? That was Carmen, right? So yes, Carmen, I appreciate that question. Thanks for being here. All right, I hope that answers your question. All right, these are some great questions. I am going to give it the old auctioneer, going once, going twice, going three times. It looks like our chat questions and hand-raising questions have finished. Oh, maybe Alan has one.
Tony, I have a question, if you don't
Yes,
mind.
indeed. Go right ahead.
I keep getting this question. That's too good to be true. How can you guys offer a battery for free? And I mean, I know the answer, but for people who don't know how to explain it, maybe you can answer that and explain it for these individuals.
Yeah,
I have
sure.
a few on
Absolutely.
the phone.
Yeah, so the key point there, Lynette, and that's a great question, is, the key point is that we're not giving a battery to someone for free. Okay, we're not doing that. We own the battery. The battery costs us $30,000, let's say. Okay, we're not going to give you a $30,000 battery system and you get to keep it and you can sell it if you want. Like if you don't want it anymore, you own it. That's not what we're doing. So anybody who says, how are you going to give me a battery for free? Nobody ever said that. What we said is that we're going to install a up to $30,000 battery system on your home at no cost to you. We own the battery, not you. We control the battery, not you. You get the benefit of what it gives you, which is a super low rate and a guarantee on your electricity bill and automatic backup power if the power goes out. So that's what it is. So anybody who says, sounds too good to be true, you're giving me a $30,000 battery system at no cost to me, sounds too good to be true. Yeah, that would be too good to be true. That's not what we're doing. We're installing it at no cost to you. Now, why? Here's the real question, Lynette, in that regard. Why would a company, or how could a company take a $15,000 to $30,000 battery? How could they buy that and put it on my home at no cost to me and lower my cost of electricity? How can they do that, and why would they want to do that? That's the real question. And that's a simple economics, right? We buy a system for $20,000 or whatever it is, the battery, we put it on your home. There's a benefit to you. You're going to get a super low rate on electricity, and you're going to have automatic backup in case the power goes out. Well, how do we get you a super low rate on electricity? It's the difference in the video that we showed you, that battery video. Energy costs are very low overnight, 3 a.m. in the morning, when nobody's using electricity. Supply demand goes way down, so the cost of energy goes way down. Energy is very expensive at 5 o'clock in the afternoon to 10 p.m. at night. That's peak demand time. Supply goes down because demand is up and the price is higher. So if we're charging the battery when it's like 2 cents a kilowatt hour, just to give an example, at 3 a.m., and then we're turning the battery on when energy is like 30 cents a kilowatt hour, like 5 p.m. in the afternoon when everybody's lights are on, air conditioning, cell phones, charging TVs, kids are home, everybody's home from work, that's when energy is expensive. So if we can offset the peak and shift the demand, the high peak demand costs to the lower time frame, the low peak cost time frame, the off-peak time, then that creates value. 30 cents when it's expensive, 2 cents when it's not expensive. That creates 28 cents in that example that I was talking about in that scenario. That's 28 cents a kilowatt hour that the company now has value to allow them, Think Energy, to pay themselves back for your battery that's on your home, right? For the battery that we installed on your home, and at the same time give you a discount on your electric bill. So over time, we get our money back because of utilizing that battery to shift load from peak time to off-peak time. That is how we make our money back. And they have a formula for that, whether it's, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, at some point there's a break even. And that's why we're investing in this technology to bring batteries to the grid. On top of that, companies like ComEd, when they're like out there and all of a sudden it's like 105 degrees in Chicago and everybody's got their air conditioner cranked up to the max, there's not enough energy on the grid. So if ComEd could call up Think Energy and say, hey, Think Energy, could you turn on your 10,000 or 100,000 batteries that you have in the Chicago market right now? Can you turn those batteries on so that those people's circuit breakers, their meters stop spinning? We don't have to bring power to them anymore. And now we'll have enough power for everyone so that we can avoid a blackout. See, that has value, and ComEd would have to pay companies like Think Energy to do that. And then that's another way that we can make our money back on it, and all the while balancing the grid. So it's all about customer value. So it's not too good to be true when you understand that we're not giving away a free battery. We're installing a battery that we own on the home at no cost. That's not too good to be true. That's just simple economics. So I know that's a long explanation, Lynette, but does that answer your question?
It definitely did. Thank you so much. You do a great job, and we appreciate you.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that. All right. I see Alan on there. So thanks for that, Lynette. Beside the night call tonight, is there a replay link to watch this presentation? Yes, there is. You can actually go to, I'll put it in the chat. Let me go ahead and do that right now. You can go to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com, and then it is /@thinkbiggest. So youtube.com /@ @thinkbiggest. Let me make sure I have that all in there properly before I send it in the chat. Double check the spelling. And I think we're good. So I just put it in the chat so everybody can see that. So youtube.com. Oh, I didn't do it properly. There's a question mark in there. Oh, thought I had it. youtube.com /@thinkbiggest. It's a spell check. It did it to me. I had it there, but there we go. I hope it doesn't do it again. There you go. youtube.com /@thinkbiggest. Hazel, I see you have a question. Your hand raised. Go right ahead.
Good afternoon, Tony and everyone.
Hi, Hazel.
I'm also in Texas,
Great.
and I just have a question on the previous gentleman before Lynette. If the person moves, had the battery on their
Yep.
home, moved, but they moved into an area that is still eligible for the battery or moved to a state that's eligible, how do they get if they would like to continue using the battery?
Great question, because they're really already, I mean, they're mostly qualified at that point. They already had a battery. Now we just have to make sure they have the right amount of usage at their location and is it available. But if it's in the service area, then yeah, they would just contact Think Energy, let Hazel, and they would just let Think Energy know they're moving to a new address. And then it would just start the process all over again. They would enroll for electricity, autosave, or a fixed rate, depending on which state they're in, Texas or Illinois, or later on New Jersey and Pennsylvania, or later on other states when we open them. They would just simply sign up again at that new location for service, and they would start the battery qualification process all over again. However, what I would say is that they've already been pre-qualified from most of the standpoint as far as credit score and things like that. So they would be shoe-in, I would say, to get a new battery at the new location. So that's generally what will happen. It's not going to be a situation where somebody moves and then we take the battery off their home and move it to their new home. It would just be a new installation because it would be far too costly to remove the battery and then reinstall it. So it would just be leave the battery right where it is. And we'll work with the new homeowner who comes in. There's no fee for you if you move. No issues there. You can move anytime you want. There's no cost. And then we'll get you a battery at the new location if it qualifies for it. So great question, Hazel. I appreciate that question. That's one of the big ones, that people talk about. They're like, I don't know if I'm going to be here for 15 years. That's okay. Let's get the battery in there anyway. I mean, if somebody says, well, I'm planning on moving in 2 years, let's get you the battery. That's my answer. Let's get you the battery, because what if you don't move in 2 years? Let's get you the battery. What if you do move in 2 years? Well, we want the battery on that home so we can work with the new homeowner that comes in. And when you think about it, I mean, if you were in Texas or Illinois right now and you went to go and buy a new house and you said, okay, I've got this house over here on this side of the street. I'm interested in it. It looks exactly the same as the other house on the other side of the street. I'm interested in these two houses. One of them already has a whole home battery backup system built into it. And the owner of that company, of that home that's selling the home, told me I can work with this company to keep that battery here at no cost to me. I'd be kind of a no-brainer. So good stuff. Good stuff. Dr. Roz, go right ahead.
Tony, correct me if I'm wrong. I remembered something in the certification, though, that in some situation there was an amount you had to pay if certain things happened for that battery.
Yeah. There's, like, for instance, let's say, Dr. Roz, I decide I want to become an autosave customer in Chicago today. I become an autosave customer. I get pre-qualified for the battery. I have my own home. A few months later, they install the battery. And then a month later, I say, I don't want this battery anymore. I'm staying right here. I just don't want the battery anymore. I want you to take it off. Okay, in the contract, there's a period of time, and we're going to have to look at the terms. I don't know the exact timeline, but whatever that timeline is, it's in the terms and conditions. It says, If you decide that you don't want the battery anymore during this period of time, we're going to charge you an uninstallation fee, a deinstall fee, is what we're going to do, because it costs us thousands and thousands of dollars to put it in and thousands of dollars to take it out. So right up until the time that the battery is installed, you can cancel, that's all part of the terms. But once that battery is in there, there's going to be an early termination fee if you decide to not have the battery and you're not moving. Okay. Now, I don't foresee, I don't know what situation someone would be in where they would actually say, well, I'm going to give up my, 10, 15, 20, I'm going to give up my 10 to 15% savings versus the price to compare with the utility. And I don't want the battery anymore, even though it didn't cost me anything. I mean, it's just, I don't see that ever happening, but I guess somebody could say, I just don't want it anymore. Well, make sure you want it for the duration of time. Otherwise, you're going to have that early termination fee.
Yeah, I couldn't see it ever happening in
Yeah.
in those auto save markets. But I
No.
live in Texas.
Yep. Yep.
We got
So-
crazy ideas here. Yes, sir.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. So yeah, just make sure you want the battery. That's it. I mean, once it's on there, we're going to leave it there for 15 years. I mean, it's not like we're going to take it away from you. Once it's there for 15 years.
Right. Okay, thanks.
All right. Appreciate that, Dr. Roz. Appreciate it. All right. Question, Ronnie. Ronnie is back. You're back, Ronnie. What do we have?
Yeah, I forgot to ask you this here. I know you have to be a homeowner to get the battery, right? But say I'm renting a home and I have Think Plus, Think Energy, but the homeowner says, yes, I want the battery on my home.
Yeah, if it's but you're not living at the location, you're renting it to someone else. Is that what you're
Yes.
talking about? Okay. Yeah, that wouldn't be qualified. We're looking for people who, right now, we're looking for people who owner occupied homes. So they live in the home. They're not renting the home out to someone.
Okay, so yeah, the home had to be occupied by the owner.
By the owner, yes. Right now. Now, is that always going to be the case? Probably not. But for right now, at launch in the state of Illinois, that's the case. If it's now Texas, we haven't launched fully in Texas. We're still in the beta phase. So we don't know all the parameters yet in Texas. But from what we can tell so far, it looks like it's going to be the same in Texas as it is in Illinois. You have to be a homeowner that lives in the home to get the battery.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, that question came up. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely will. Ronnie, you know what'll happen? You'll have people that say, "Hey, listen, I own a whole bunch of apartment complexes, but can you get me a battery?" And that's something down the road that we'll look at, not at launch right now. Right now, we're focusing on the simplest way for us to get batteries into someone's home that they live in and get the permit to do it is if they live there. That's the fastest way. Own it, live there. Let's get you a permit for a battery. Boom, we're done. Like that's how fast that can be. Anything else, there's, additional permitting and it just takes time. And we're focused on mass market right now. How fast can we get 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 batteries into Texas and into Illinois? That's what we're looking at right now.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Great question. It's all about speed right now. How fast can we do it? That's what we're looking at. And so that's where we are. Like that's not where we're going to be forever, but that's where it is right now. All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Ronnie. Okay. Boy, these are some great questions. Some first ever questions. I love it. Been doing this is like a fourth or fifth one I've done, and this is the first. We've had some firsts. So I love that. I'm glad we recorded this. We'll get this posted into our channels. Everybody, I have to hop on to another call with corporate, so I appreciate you guys being here today. This is Tony Procopio from the ocean in the RV. You guys have a great afternoon. See you tonight. 2 events tonight, one at 9 p.m. Eastern, another presentation just like this without Q&A. And then at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, our Partners Plus call, where we're going to have battery testimonials from people who actually have the battery. Thanks, everybody, for being here. This is Tony Procopio. Over and out. Have a good one.